What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what the hell happened today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did close 4.4% in the red. Market just closed a couple of minutes ago. 11.31 the low, 12.09 the high. So when it came to pre-market, we did actually have some good data that prompted this right here. So that good data was both PPI and also initial jobless claims, both better than anticipated. Similar to CPI, it couldn't have gone better. So essentially, that should have really pushed the broader market higher. But unfortunately, there was a lot of other external kind of circumstances really weighing on the broader market. One was the whole Ukraine scenario. So it turns out Russia somewhat denied the whole ceasefire unless they pretty much get everything that they originally wanted. So most likely that won't really pan out. Aside from that, it looks like the States' new target for tariffs seems to be France, associated to like wine and stuff. So I don't really see that being kind of the line that you want to battle on, but why not? I guess French wine is, I don't know. But still, nonetheless, I think what's been happening over the last couple of trading days is a lot of analysts have been stating that all these tariffs, regardless of the magnitude, are going to result in a recession. And potentially, depending on who they're going after, it could result in a global recession. So it's not the best kind of scenario. And then at the same time, I don't see it really affecting the broader market. It could potentially affect geopolitical kind of scenarios down the line, but it looks like Trump wants to annex Greenland. So yeah, it's an interesting time in the market. You did see a little bit of a pullback associated to SoFi and just the broader market, and that is because of tomorrow's data. So Michigan consumer sentiment, and so that is actually what prompted a lot of that inflationary fear roughly 3 weeks ago or close to a month ago. So again, that one is going to be one that is very kind of looked at very closely. And then as well, I know it's a hell of a lot of things, but we also have one more thing, and that is the whole kind of deadline. So there might be a government shutdown due to the debt ceiling. So I believe that is tomorrow at midnight. So yeah, we'll wait and see how that does play out, because potentially with all these tariffs, a lot of fear and a lot of speculation on what that might cause. But if we do truly have at least a government shutdown, imagine what that's going to do to the stock price. So let me know your viewpoint on all of that. But one thing that made it very interesting today is, doesn't matter like about all these kind of other points, SoFi actually put out news, but it was largely brushed under the rug. So SoFi lands $5 billion to expand loan platform business, and that deal is with Blue Owl Capital. It's good for 2 years, so this is good. I think SoFi honestly is doing the right move with this. The only reason why I think that the market maybe just disregarded this is the words up to. So potentially there isn't any like minimum. They might not actually ever do anything or something along those lines. That's the only reason why I could see the market just brushing this completely under the rug, because last piece of news did come out was like solid, shows that SoFi's loans are desirable. And I think that news came out like 3 weeks ago. So this should have really pushed the stock price higher, but unfortunately, no dice. The market had, like I said, other plans. But shorts did kind of break the trend. So last 2 trading days, shorts did return. Today, shorts did increase 157,000 shares. 12.22% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 131.64 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow minimum is back to being normal. Utilization is 15.51. So interesting to see shorts increasing against SoFi today. So what's your general thoughts on that? Moving over to options, 7.76 in calls, 7.76 in puts. 45% of all the options being done today were bearish in nature. So today you did see relatively low volume. So 15.5 today for the total premiums, 19.7 yesterday, 24.1 the day prior. So not the greatest, of course, based on that. Of the call options that were purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be roughly around that 1250. Then bears are anticipating for it to be sub 11/1050. So there's a little bit more downside based on this. With today being Thursday, us going into tomorrow being Friday, this is the open interest. So kind of just take a note of that. With it right now at 11 and change, we have 4,000 at that 1150, 2,000 at 11, 10,000 at 12, 15,000 at 1250. So if for whatever reason SoFi does have a nice push higher to roughly around that 12, you might see shorts get a little bit more active to try to suppress it sub 12. So I think even this is kind of betting against SoFi, really appreciating. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I think in the end it's going to come down to the data points. Hopefully this does come in better than anticipated on Friday. So again, the Michigan consumer sentiment, and hopefully they come to a conclusion to avoid a government shutdown. So just kind of watch for that. Aside from that, these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So relatively quiet. You have kind of pockets of buys right here. So anything that does show as an ask is a buy, but majority was a sell, unfortunately. And a lot of big ones as well. So 5.27, 1.2, and that's pretty much it. These are all the transactions that did occur on the dark pool above $100,000. There was one that just happened roughly a couple of minutes ago, 1.6 million. Aside from that, that seems to be the only large one that did occur. Dark pool, as per usual, is kind of the popular exchange. This is what shorts and other large entities like to use. But moving on from here, with it closing at 1140, it was right above this 1131, so that S3. So 1131 will be that key support that you really want to watch for that to hold. Aside from that, 1272 and then 1359 is going to be the next strong target / resistance point. And on the actual chart, you do have that 200-day moving average sitting at $10.86. So that is going to be kind of the next strong support below that 1131. So SoFi definitely did break down, and unfortunately all this type of geopolitical issues and tariffs are really suppressing the broader market, because a lot of the data points signaled that the bottom was essentially in with SoFi and much of the greater market as well. So things really took a turn for the worse, but as of tomorrow, you really want to watch for that right here, that 200-day moving average to hold. Aside from that, stochastic RSI is very oversold. So a good piece of news, if that was to come out, or good data, you could see a nice recovery. But I think all in all, the market is very cautious about the data, and this is why it did sell off. So let me know your general thoughts. Side note, it does come out at 9 a.m. so you might see some kind of a little bit of a sell-off first thing leading into that, and then of course market will react accordingly to the data. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Discord, completely free. A lot of good people there to talk about options, stocks, bounce ideas off of, and also everything else that you ever need. So with all that, appreciate all of you guys watching.